If I needed to upgrade the audio on my YouTube videos, Instagram Reels or TikToks for basically no money, then this is the wireless microphone kit that I would buy. That is until today, because now this is the wireless microphone kit that I would buy. And okay, they look pretty similar, but this is the Boya Mini and this is the updated Boya Mini 2. And there are some pretty big upgrades this time around that I think make this the best budget wireless microphone kit you can buy right now. And okay, so what is the Boya Mini? It's basically a $30 to $40 wireless microphone kit that has no business sounding as good as it does for the price. In fact, when Engadget recently asked me to update its mobile microphone buyer's guide, this was easily one of the first that I recommended. So of course, I was pretty excited to hear that there's been an update. The first change, shall we say, because it's not really an upgrade, is that there's a new color option, and it's this snazzy lunar silver. It's a bit more fingerprinty than the black, but it's certainly pretty. And of course, this doesn't affect sound quality in any way, but it's important because it lets people know that you have the new one. So the first real upgrade in terms of audio, according to Boya, they have upgraded the noise reduction. The original had 2 levels of noise reduction. There are still 2 levels of noise reduction on the Boya Mini 2. But the company claims that it's now better. Now, I don't actually have a lot of noise in this environment, so we're going to pretend that we're in a cafe, which is exactly where you might be if you're trying to do a Zoom call, get some work done with the microphone. Now, I've noticed with Boya microphones that the noise reduction sort of degrades in a quite direct fashion with the amount of noise that there is. So in lower noise situations, it's really, really good. I'm kind of impressed with it. And then obviously it can degrade pretty quickly if you're getting into a much noisier environment. But right now, if I activate noise cancellation on the original Boya Mini, you're going to see that you can definitely notice the difference. There's some good noise reduction, but I always find that it's taking out a bit of my voice as well. There's a sort of affected nature to it. It feels a little bit sort of murky and almost a bit robotic at times, depending. But it's still like a good result. It's just you can tell that there's some effect being processed to it. Now, if we switch to the Boya Mini 2, and if I activate noise cancellation on this one, and again, you'll hear this actually, in my opinion, or at least to my ears, about the same level of noise reduction in terms of the amount of noise that is being reduced, but it's not so aggressive on the voice. You can definitely tell that there's something happening to it, but the voice sounds a bit cleaner and a lot more usable. So yeah, definitely Boya's improved. It seems to be better. Sometimes it's better to do a noise reduction in post, but if you don't have the option, it's a nice little tool to have. Oh, and we should probably talk about the safety track feature that's now available on the Boya Mini 2. Now, it's the sort of thing you see quite often on mid-price mics and certainly premium microphones, where it will do a second recording at a lower volume, just in case you say something too loud or there's a big noise in the background and it kind of distorts and things like that. It means you have this second lower volume recording that will be hopefully not damaged, and then you can work with that and you won't have lost all your hard work. It's kind of an interesting feature that they've included here, and definitely makes a difference between this just being a bog standard budget microphone to actually something that kind of feels a bit more complete. Oh, and another new bonus feature, because it's not really mentioned in the list of updates, is the fact that on the Boya Mini 2, now you can double tap the noise reduction button to start and stop recording in your video app. It wasn't something you could do on the original one, and it is now. You could actually do it on the Boya Magic, so it's a kind of a feature it's inherited from that. But yeah, it's a solid quality of life update. I always appreciate a little bit of extra functionality. So there's actually another update which improves the Boya Mini 2 in my opinion, but instead of adding a feature, it's actually they've taken something away. So the original Boya Mini, for some reason, it had something called a voice changer. So it had 2 different voices you could activate, and one of them was, I think it was called Uncle, and the other one was Sweet Voice, but basically it's like Barry White, really deep, sexy voice, or Chipmunk voice. And I can't think for the life of me why you would ever want that. And the thing is, you activated it by button push on the receiver. So it seemed like a liability that you could be here on a webcam on a sort of work call. And then for whatever reason, if you just
accidentally press the buttons and you're trying to deliver like a sort of really important sales forecast in this voice, and you have no idea because obviously you can't hear yourself. Yeah, it just seemed like a huge liability.
I should remember to turn it off. So yeah, it's not here on the Boya Mini 2, and I'm all the happier for it. It was actually a bit confusing when I was reading the list of new features, because it talks about being able to change settings through Boya Central, which is the company's companion app. And I was thinking, well, you could do this with the original Boya Mini, so kind of what's new here. But when I plugged in the receiver for the Boya Mini, no, it doesn't recognize it. The app doesn't detect it. But when I plugged in the receiver for the Boya Mini 2, yep, up it pops, and you can go in and you can change settings like noise reduction level, You can EQ your voice, you can change the recording mode from between mono and stereo, that kind of thing. And this one upgrade to having app control changes things in an interesting way, because it takes the Boya Mini 2 away from the sort of budget-friendly plug-and-go option to actually something that feels kind of almost a little bit more serious. And kind of the last update is that it's been upgraded from 48 kilohertz 16-bit recording to 24-bit, which puts it online with all the premium mics from like DJI and Rode and that kind of thing. So you're getting much higher resolution in all of your recordings as well. So if you think about that and you add in the improved noise reduction and then the app control, this makes this a really serious upgrade for an already affordable piece of kit. And when we think about little nice touches like the new remote control functionality and the removal of that awful AI voice feature, it's sort of hard to sort of understand why you wouldn't buy this. If you're just looking for something 30 to 40 bucks, throw it in your kit and you're always going to have an option that's going to improve the audio on your phone or your PC. It doesn't have to be your main microphone, or maybe it is and you're just starting out. It's just seems like a really, really good deal. This video isn't sponsored or anything. I absolutely just believe in this microphone. I'm just really impressed. Look how small it is and how sort of good it sounds. Either way, the important thing is you get out there and go create.